Hello YouTube, this is Weston, Weston's Toys and Collectibles, and we're looking at the Siege War for Cybertron trilogy COG. Here we have a picture of him in his vehicle modes. The other side we have the same artwork from all the other Siege boxes. On the back we can see he's got the special yellow bar here that the weaponizers have. It says weaponizer and Cybertronian. Robot mode, we got his combined vehicle mode, and then like separate weapon modes. And it shows that he can be attached to another figure as armor. As with all the others, he comes with these instructions, and it shows how to turn him into armor, weapons. On this side, transforms in 8 steps. It's a pretty easy transformation, a lot less complex than most. And here it is, separating into different components, different parts for the different armor setups they have here. All the different weapons that he can break down into. So, without further ado, we got COG in his 2 separate vehicle modes right here, and very reminiscent of the G1 figures that came with Fortress Maximus back in the G1 toy line. So basically these are really basic, and they just kind of, you can connect them here. There's a tab here. Oh, focus. There we go. There's a tab right here. Go into this slot, and that's a combined vehicle mode. And then you can just do whatever you want really with these. The distance between this hole and this peg is the same as the distance from this hole and this peg. So you can like literally just pop this on here if you wanted, and really use this as a trailer for this. And if you want to do it like that, which I thought that was pretty cool, and I like to do the vehicle mode like that. Just having all the weapons back here doesn't look so messy up front. Take these back off and put them back on here. This is a parts forming figure. A lot of people don't like parts forming, but that's basically what these weaponizers are. They're all parts formers. This piece here, it came off right out of the box for mine. I ended up super gluing it back on. So you'll notice like the hips are a little bit tight when we go into the transformation and into the articulation. That's because a little bit of the glue seeped in and got on those, and I had to break them loose. But like this one's really tight. It wasn't that tight before I fixed the issue it was having. It wasn't loose, but it wasn't tight, you know, like this. Anyway, going into transformation, basically you want to remove the guns from both vehicles. And then you just have that. Then bring these down at the hips, and bring it down at the hips. And the lower body is done. Upper body, literally just pop that up, rotate his head. You got this 5mm port here, got a 5mm peg there, plugs right in. And these are the arms. Just take that peg and plug it into this port. One arm, 2 arms, and that arm is really tight to go in on mine. And then his guns, my copy doesn't hold his guns very well. I mean, like you saw that, like both guns That one holds in this hand a little bit better, but like, yep, there it goes. So yeah, my copy doesn't hold his guns very well. I don't know if it's an issue with this 5mm peg or if it's an issue with his hands being too wide. I usually just plug them onto the back anyway. And there's Cog in his robot mode. And he's not bad. He's got a lot of like molded in detail, but he's very basic. Like, he's got shoulders are on the swivel and then out on this joint here. Elbow bend, a little bit past 90 degrees. And then this piece comes out to make room for the movement there. His head's on a swivel. And then also this panel can move up and down if you want to use that as head articulation. Waist's on a swivel. It does break the sculpt up a little bit. I mean, you can get to there before it starts looking ridiculous. And honestly, like, even that just kind of is. But like, if you go like that, yeah, that's just absolutely ridiculous looking. Hips, and once again, I said they're really tight on mine now because of me gluing that piece in place. But before, when I'd move his hips, that popped right off. So it's kind of a necessary evil. This one's a little bit tighter than the other one. This one actually seized up a little bit. Like, not so much I was scared that I'd break it when I popped it loose, but it did happen to seize up. Rotation here at the thigh, and then knee bend, and it's soft detented, and you can see the different ridges where it just pops into. Now this one, like, this is the last one it actually pops into on this leg. The last one doesn't really lock. This one locks on all of them. And there is a bit of distance between each detent too. Like, that's straight. That's the first one. Second one's 90 degrees. And the third one is, you know, well past. So it's like 45, 90, and then 135 degrees. So anyway, that's basically all the articulation you'll get with this guy. So we're going to go ahead and break him apart into his separate weapon modes. So just pop his arms off, pop these guns off his back, pop this off, and then you want to pull his legs off. And let's see, the first configuration it shows in the instructions takes, this is pretty much as is, just rotate his head around and then push it back a little bit. The legs, you're going to flip the thigh and put them into the back of the legs. After doing that, those are going to be used as like feet. Then you're going to take this assembly here, pull this peg down, and attach his arms via this port here in the forearm. It's going to go right here on the peg where the leg was. Pull that back just a little bit. And it shows connecting him to sideswipe. I'm going to grab Ironhide real quick. So I got Ironhide here. I'm going to go ahead and plug these onto his feet. So that's on his feet. raise the camera up so we can do all these on the upper body. It shows just putting these onto the forearms like so, and then this will go on the shoulder. It doesn't quite fit right on Ironhide's shoulder. There it goes. Doesn't push in very far. Figures with a smaller, less bulky shoulder would probably work better, but then this peg will plug into Ironhide's back. And there's the first configuration it shows in the instructions, and just due to how tight these hips are now, it's kind of hard to move these without just popping the whole backpack off. But anyway, there's Ironhide combined with Cog in the first configuration it shows in the instructions. Back them up so you can see the feet. Now the second configuration is a little crazy, so I'm going to go ahead and pop the guns off here. Pop this off, pop the shoulder piece off, and then pop the backpack off, set Ironhide off to the side. We're going to take these off, basically split into all these little pieces. Now we want to plug this back into the legs, so we're going to pull the thighs right out. Pull the thighs back out, plug it back into the legs like we're going into robot mode. Because the instructions start it off in robot mode. Take that like that, pull this back, fold it 3 clicks, pull this back, 3 clicks, and then you're gonna take the arms and plug that post into the feet like so, and then take these guns and plug them into the top of the arms, and that's gonna go on Ironhide's back. And you can just kind of lower these at the hip. Makes them very top heavy. I'm gonna take this, make sure the head is fully extended like so, and then the panels fold. These panels fold into like so, and then pull this handle out, and that can just go in his hand as a gun. And that's the other configuration it shows in the instructions. Now basically using these weapons, you can pretty much make any kind of configuration you want, really. All of his separate weapon modes. So say that's a weapon mode, say that's a weapon, that's a weapon, that's a weapon, that's a weapon. And then you can kind of pretend these are gun barrels of some sort, and like a handle there. These actually kind of look like missile racks. Let's take Ironhide, and we can put these on his shoulders like missile racks, just kind of pointing off like so. And then plug these into his shoulders. And put that together like so. Let me use that as a gun. Stick these on here. It's like, you can do that if you want. basically endless options with these weaponizers, and if you have more than one, like, you can mix and match different weapons for different characters. So I'm gonna take Ironhide out here. I didn't do any size comparisons yet, so we're gonna go ahead and do some size comparisons real quick. Let me get him put back together. Good thing it's just like real quick. I don't have to pause the video to transform anybody. So robot mode. Take arms. Oops. And so here's Cog, and he's deluxe, so compare him to Ironhide real quick in robot mode. So there he is compared to another to a larger deluxe. Here he is compared to a Generations deluxe, so he's about the same size as Generations deluxe, like Titan's Return deluxe, not much shorter. And then here is Springer, so you can see how he compares to New Voyager size. And then here is Thrilling 30 Springer, so you can see how he compares to an older Voyager. So I think that's about it for Cog. He's a nice figure. He's definitely more of the gimmick side of this line, with basically the weaponizer gimmick. He's more meant for that than just as a standalone. Definitely a good companion piece for Fort Max if you have Fort Max. And basically, he's very basic. I mean, a younger child collecting Transformers could actually play with this with no problem, honestly. Like, they might have some trouble with Springer. He has a bit of a complex transformation, but like if you have figures like Ironhide and Cog, these two have very simple and quick transformations. They'd be perfect for kids, honestly, other than like this issue with these popping off easily during transformation. But as for Cog, I mean, it's a quick transformation, and like you can transform him real quick. Just, you know, there's half of him. Pull his guns off, and like there's the other half of him. Very quick transformation, so it'd be perfect for kids who like to just flip them back and forth and play, and, you know, smash their toys around and just have a heyday with them. Adult collectors, if you have Fort Max, definitely a good companion piece for Fort Max, due to the fact that he was part of the Fort Max set during G1. He was one of his little buddies. So basically, that is Siege Cog. Recommend. He's alright. I don't recommend him for the price, honestly. If we were going by the $14 deluxe price from a couple years back, yeah, definitely. But for the $21 price point that they're at right now for deluxe figures, I don't think that this is really worth that price. Definitely not as a standalone, but to supplement the rest of your Siege line, like your other Autobots, definitely helps, you know, to have weaponizers. He's definitely a good figure for that aspect of the line. So I do recommend him, just not for the price that they are asking for him. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Till all are one.